Welcome back to another episode of Knowledge Bomb. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about the mistakes you've made this season. Okay, over the course of the next couple months, I'm excited. I'm going to start building out some episodes that are going to be meant to be viewed or understood in series, right? I want to go into details about program design, about how to structure your week's skeleton, how to talk about periodization, and how you should be progressing through the season. But before we even get there, I think it's really important to talk about, the 2017 season, right? Maybe it's over for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you've done better than you think you have, but you're still not where you want to be in the future. Or maybe it was a complete disaster and everything fell apart and all your hard work just didn't actually show up for competition and can start to help shape what 2018 should look like. The first thing is take time to digest what's happened and start looking at yourself objectively. We have a lot of emotions wrapped up into what's happened, what didn't happen, what could have happened, and none of that is really beneficial in terms of becoming a better athlete relative to your training. Now, emotions, psychology, mindset, all that is really, really important pieces of becoming an athlete. But when we talk about structuring training, being able to look at what we've done objectively is huge, huge. So this is what I suggest. Take a look at 2017 open workouts and don't look at how you did relative to last year. Look at how you did relative to the field and start using that as a little bit of a litmus test on the characteristics that you need to improve, right? So here's the big difference, right? Maybe you're not that good at wall balls, right? It's not the wall balls that you're not good at, right? So stay with me here. It's the characteristic in which you hit the wall with. The perfect example I can use is that if you're doing wall balls, maybe for one person it's breathing. The breathing gets out of control and you just can't do the work. For another person, it might be actually lower body muscle endurance with the legs, right? Your legs just blow up and you just can't actually drive out of that hole as efficiently. Even in some extreme examples, it could be skill, right? You miss the target, it's all over the place when you start getting fatigued. And so that's what I'm talking about. And what you'll start to find is that those characteristics that you start identifying in all of your training and competition, you'll start to be able to put them together and categorize them, right? And so you'll see that the limitations in wall balls start to come up in chest to bar, and they start to come up in double unders, right? Totally different movements, but the limitation is the same. And so this is what I encourage you to do. Ask yourself 4 questions. Was it my breathing? Was it my muscles? Was it my mind? Or was it my skill? Your limitations, 9 times out of 10, is going to be one of those 4. And if you look across your training and across your competition experience and you ask in each workout, in each movement, what your limitation was, you'll start to be able to connect common threads that will help define the type of athlete you are and the type of priorities you need to be working on. So maybe you don't need to be working on all those wall balls. Maybe you need to be working on breathing efficiency. Or maybe it's a skill thing, right? Coordination. And so identifying the characteristic outside of the actual movement is the first step in really being able to lay out a successful 2018 season. So here's some homework for you guys. Take a piece of paper, pull up the last 4 weeks of training, okay, before the open, and then pull up all your open workouts. And I want you to go through and remember and think about each workout session you had and start writing down in more of a brainstorming type of style what the limiters were with very little thinking, right? So, right, 17.5, what's your limiter? Is it skill? Is it breathing? Did the thrusters become so heavy? Was it mental? You started tripping up, got frustrated. So just start identifying the limitations, one of those 4, in 4 weeks of training prior to the Open and through the Open workouts. You can take that list, think about it, fine tune it, but what we'll be doing in the weeks to come is we'll be taking that list and it'll help you formulate a plan for 2018, right? Week by week, month by month, cycle by cycle, even season through the season, right? Off season, preseason, in competition season, so forth and so on. So take the time to do that. We'll be back in a couple weeks with the beginning of this series where you can really start to understand, okay, how do you become a better athlete and how do you not make the same mistakes you made in 2017?